Pisces, it's a deep and intense month, but it also has a spot of adventure, magic and passion. Here's your November astrology. Right, my Pisces friend, what does November have in store for you? Well, generally there's a sort of sense at this time of year that you want to be a bit more adventurous, and there's often some deep soulful lesson that you go through. Mercury, the planet of communication, is entering your position of adventure, craziness, uniqueness and free-spiritedness. There's a part of you that just does not want boring conversations. You want to talk to people who think differently. You want to be inspired. You want somebody to light your fire, and actually they might just do that. But even more importantly, perhaps, is the fact that you could light someone else's fire. Your words are really unusual and some may say eccentric, but you're delivering information that makes people think, and you are a groundbreaker in the way that you communicate. The downside of that is if there's a shadow side of that, which there is in everything, you might find that you're very, very blunt with the truth, and you just literally speak your truth without kind of candy coating it. Normally you candy coat it, you're lovely, you're sensitive, you're soft, but you'll be like blah blah blah, and someone goes, that is true. Now Venus, the planet of love, is entering a very intense phase. It's all life, death, rebirth and primal. You might find yourself suddenly plunged into an obsession, a love triangle, or have issues coming up in a relationship around jealousy and freedom or sexuality in some way. But you are feeling very, very frisky, and it's important that you express your sexuality this month. Don't hold back, don't be shy, allow yourself to be very open when it comes to expressing intimacy. Now, if that wasn't enough, there's a new moon that's bringing you a new start when it comes to you being unique and speaking your authentic voice and able to say, this is who I am. And you feel free in some way. There's a new cycle of freedom, a new cycle of adventure, and a new cycle of learning for you. That's great news. On the 12th, Mars, the planet of action, is going into that very deep primal energy. You know, you're feeling things deeply, and if somebody messes with you or has messed with you or pushed your buttons for too long, you might be tempted to, I say get them back. You might be able to respond in a way that kind of mirrors back to them their behaviour. Please do it gently and with love. Don't fall into the trap of kind of knowing someone's weak point and using that, because that's not your style. You are soft, you have empathy, you have kindness, and tempting as it is, believe me, I know sometimes it is tempting. We've got to rise above it, and we've got to respond in love, because you know what, that's their reality. It's not personal to us if people kind of betray us or treat us badly. Set your boundary, walk away. Don't respond in kind. Easy to say, as I said. Now, Venus and Mars are conjunct. There is some seriously sexy, naughty energy around you. If you're not interested in relationships, then you will be witness to secrets, or somebody sharing a secret with you, or kind of a little bit of intrigue and mystery around you. Nothing wrong with that. Or it could be that there's kind of a situation where somebody's going through a lot of grief, or there's a situation with someone which is life, death, literally death, or life, death and rebirth, like, your next door neighbour may lose their cat, or, whatever, a friend is going through something, and you are a tower of strength. You're very good in a crisis. You're very good at having empathy and caring for other people. And you know what, in life, it's always a cycle of life, death and rebirth. And you'll just be very wise in any situations where there is endings and beginnings, in whether that's symbolic or otherwise, because you are a beautiful soul. You're a natural empath and healer, and, your superpower in life is kindness. We also have Neptune, your ruler, the most important thing, going direct on the 19th. Now, Neptune going backwards has dragged you through all sorts of difficult times. It's made you realistic. It's given you gifts as well. But with Neptune going forward, you feel free again. You feel plugged into the mains of your spirituality, your soul and the universe, and you feel yourself, And it's extraordinary, magical and mystical that Neptune's in your sign. It's a rare old thing. And it means that you're an enlightened being meant to be here right now. And fingers crossed, by the end of the month, or mid-19th, you'll really feel that. You'll really appreciate that. Then on the 23rd, Sun, Mercury and Saturn are all conjunct in your career. You're making a commitment. You're feeling strong when it comes to your career. Finally, on the 25th, there's a full moon, and that's a perfect time to deal with family issues spiritually. Either if you're not, let's say you're not talking to someone in your family, you have difficulties, you can meditate and you can have a soul conversation with them, even if it doesn't mean a literal conversation, you know. It's a very, very powerful thing to do, actually. If there's any unresolved issues with anyone emotionally on that full moon, you know, you can say your bit, you can write a letter, don't have to post it, but you're energetically resolving it rather than, well, for some people, then you might literally resolve it, but it's a really good tip to know that we can energetically deal with things rather than having to put ourselves in the firing line. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. If you like this, please come to my website where there's thousands of articles from psychic to soulmate and lots of free tarot readings, www.michelleknight.com. And for all the written astrology of this month, week, or even day, go to horoscope.co.uk. Take care.